Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's super exciting. I'm actually talking to the man behind the stack system, Dr. Sasho Mackenzie. So we go through several questions about that I've had, as well as kind of questions I've gotten along the way after you guys watched my other video. And so without further ado, let's jump right into that video.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
It is fantastic. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. You can hear me okay?
I can for sure. Are you able to hear me fine?
Yeah, you sound great.
Awesome. So just easy, quick interview. I'm going to hit those questions I sent. They may kind of flow from there, but
Okay.
wanted to get some input from you about what I saw and kind of why you created it, where it's at, where you're going, what we do as a user. So first off, give me, we'll just jump right into the interview. Give me your background and what led you to build this.
Sure. Well, I guess my background is as a sports biomechanist. I have a PhD in kinesiology, and my PhD thesis on customizing golf shaft stiffness to a person's swing. So in the golf space, but I'm in general into optimizing sport performance and on golf. And a big part of that with golf is increasing club head speed. Either through mechanics or through training. And the stack system is mostly through training, but it certainly can adjust a person's mechanics organically for the better.
Excellent. So the interesting thing about my results is I started off at 99 was my swing speed. And so I did a video before and a video after. The after had me swinging at 116.
Awesome.
When I posted the video, I mean, there was so much feedback around you're making it up, you're cheating the system, it doesn't really work that way, and a lot of people are saying, does this truly work or not? And I'm like, go look at, the people that are using it, Bryson, and the person that just won the US Open.
Fitzpatrick,
thank you. And it's almost hard to believe the results you get, but when people say, it's just a gimmick or you're not going to gain speed, how do you normally react?
Well, I guess it's understandable that reaction, but I'm pretty comfortable in my response because we aren't just providing the hardware, we're providing the app, and everybody has to do a baseline. So we know where you're starting. We have about 10,000 users now. And I know the speed of every single swing every user takes with every weight. And then you have to do a post test. So I've got training data and testing data from, thousands and thousands of golfers who completed. Some folks have completed up to 6 programs now over a 2-year span. So I just say, well, it's the data, maybe there's a handful of folks out there who are, nefarious enough to just enter in random numbers, but the vast majority of people are just entering the speeds they see on the radar. And it's pretty clear that a lot of people have gotten faster. You scroll down to our testimonials, and most of the testimonials are very positive, like yourself, and a lot of them talk about hitting it straighter and actually seeing the results on the course as well. So there's data and lots of people that have used it to attest to what's happened.
Right. So just out of curiosity, should someone wait until they've met with their coach and they have a good swing, or is it, do you just get the stack system and start swinging away?
Yeah, I think you can get the stack system and just start swinging away, following the app. Uh, it, the reality is that if you are struggling with control, or you have bad swing mechanics, air quotes, probably means you're not swinging that fast. It's if you have an issue with speed, the odds are very, very good that improving your speed, partly through better mechanics, will improve your swing mechanics overall for hitting it straighter. And not many folks on tour, the best golfers in the world, have separate mechanics. There's, here are the speed generating mechanics, and here are the mechanics to hit the ball straight. They kind of go together. Now, if you are working with an instructor and you have some swing thoughts that you want to incorporate for speed, or some driver cues, what could be, make sure you get your weight to the lead, your pressure to the lead side, before you release, whatever it is, those can be incorporated into your stack training. So you can think about those feels, work on those feels while you're swinging the stack. A lot of, in the initial research, a lot of the participants were slicers, and I would have them work on an in to out swing path while they were trying to swing really fast. It's like, great, you're generating a lot of speed, but hey, at the same time, let's see if you can actually swing that club head out to the right while you're swinging as hard as you can. So you can actually, kind of improve your mechanics at the same time, in terms of what you're looking for at impact, not just speed.
Okay, that's exactly what I thought you would say. So the app itself, that is one of the, I'm from tech, so I run a software company, but part of the draw for me was the app, right? Because I didn't want to get the swing sticks or whatever else and watch a video on how to swing it, or that the fact that it tracks my progress is amazing. What was the genesis behind creating the app?
Sure. Well, when I first started working with tour players on increasing club head speed and doing the speed overload training, essentially what's in the stack, I realized that the workout should be dynamic. That as you change, the reps and sets, or the weight you're swinging, should change, just like they do if you go into the gym and you're trying to get stronger. As you lift more, you change the weights you're lifting, but you need to know what the weights were that you lifted the day before, right? So if you are supposed to be doing 10 reps with 45 pounds and you do 12, well, then you're going to try the 50s the next time you go into the gym, as a concept that, you want the program to change. So I would use an Excel spreadsheet. Hey, here's your first workout. They would swing, enter their speeds. I would get it back. We'd use like a Google Drive or Dropbox, and I would fill in the next workout, and we go back in like that. So I was like, okay, well, this seems like it's ideally suited for an app where I can hardwire these algorithms into an app, and it will do all that computation for everybody on the fly. So it responds to your individual training. So two golfers could start out with the same program, but the workouts could look very different halfway through.
That's awesome. So it actually adjusts, like I did my fourth session on however many programs now, and the swing weight and so forth, as it goes from session 1, 2, 3, 4, those are you making adjustments with every one that you do?
That's right. So there are general principles for a particular program. So we've got multiple programs in the app, and the app, based on your baseline, will recommend a program, an overall program that's best for you, that will see that it will give you the highest probability of increasing your speed the fastest. But then, and within a program, there are phases. So we have, it goes from lower volume, low intensity, to higher volume, high intensity, and then tapers off again towards the end of the program. So those are general principles. But the actual weights, a weight that could be a heavier weight for you might be different from somebody else that has it could even have a similar club head speed, but maybe they're able to swing heavier weights a little bit more effectively than you are. So they might be swinging at 280 grams for a heavy set, but you might be only at 240. Whereas maybe you're swinging something, the lighter set is at a slightly different weight than what another person is swinging at. And that could change. You guys halfway through your program, it could flip flop. So we want to be, the goal isn't to swing a particular weight. The goal is to make sure that the forces that you're applying to the grip of the stack, the training stimulus is appropriately higher than what you experience with your driver, and that the speeds you're swinging at are appropriately faster. So we always have a set in every workout where you swing a weight that's very representative of your driver. And so we base the next workout on how fast you're swinging the heavier and lighter weights relative to that reference weight.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So when we're talking about programs, I finished my first program. How do you, first off, do I continue to do a program like back to back to back to back? Do you lose it if you don't use it? How does your body work with swing speed?
Yeah. So we haven't, at one level, if I'm working individually with an athlete, I might be able to plan something out like a track and field athlete. You know where your biggest meets are. You're going to try to peak for the next Olympics in 4 years. And you can really what's called periodize training, over microcycles, weeks, macro cycles could be years, and then even like an Olympic cycle. But with golf, we're not even at the elite level. There's not a particular event that most people are peaking for. They've got the 4 majors, and then they've got the FedEx Cup playoffs. So we've made it so that you can increase your speed meaningfully in as little as 6 weeks. So you could do a program for 6 weeks, see, 5, 10, 12 miles per hour increase. And then you could start another program right away, take a few days break, and go at it right away and chip away, gain a little bit more speed. Or you could say, hey, I'm going to, not do anything for a few months. Maybe your speed goes down, and then you crank out another 6-week program. And we see users do both. There are some users who have continuously chipped away over 2 years, gaining, 5 miles an hour, and then 2 here, 1 here, 2 there, 3 there. But over the course of a year, they're up 15 or 16 miles per hour. And then maybe they take a month off, and lose a bit, but then they start back again and start cranking it out. So if you stop training, you will definitely lose some of what you've gained. If the gains that aren't lost are due to the golfer figuring out a better movement pattern, so you have the feedback from the radar, and you enter that number into the app. So you want to beat your previous record. The app tracks how fast you're swinging each weight and will tell you if you've set a new record. Right. And that's very motivating. So when people are swinging, they're like, oh yeah, look, if I lift my lead heel a bit, or hey, look, if I, soften my grip a little bit, or whatever the cue is, they see, oh, that kind of, I tend to swing harder. So they can kind of, organically figure out the movement patterns that lead to higher speed. Those gains tend to stay with the golfer. So if they take a month off, you've got those new swing mechanics, that pattern, you figured out, it's going to be there when you start back up. But the exact conditioning of the nervous system or the muscles, that will kind of degrade if you stop training. So the system is really set up to accommodate all sorts of users. In the end, if you want to grind away program after program, no problem, you can do that. And you get reevaluated after each program. So you get recommended, the next program you get recommended is currently the best one that's for you to increase your club head speed based on where you're at right now. So it's pretty wide reaching in terms of the types of golfers we're trying to address.
Okay. So one of the things that I was curious about is, how does working out, so you have I don't work out. You have, I work out just your basic, chest, tries, back, thighs workout. Then there's a golf specific workouts like that are out there.
Med ball throws,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
What what do you see is most beneficial? And if I don't work out, am I going to gain swing speed versus is it better to, if I do work out just a general workout or golf specific workout?
Yeah. So I think if you are looking to increase club head speed, then in the least amount of time, okay, I've got 40 minutes. What can I do twice a week to increase my club head speed? Using the stack is the best way to do that. Probably regardless of what type of shape you're in. But if you're like, okay, well, I'm retired and I've got, extra time in the day, or you're a college student and you're like, or someone who's trying to make it on, if you're a mini tour guy over the winter and you're playing around Florida and you're like, what do I do to fill the day? Then certainly adding additional activities will also help increase your club head speed, especially if you address the limitations you have. So if you are in your 70s and you're a former athlete and you're still pretty strong, then probably some mobility stuff is the way to go. Some tube stuff, some stuff with some bands and cables. But if you're someone who's not particularly athletic and you're quite weak, like maybe you have trouble doing 10 body weight squats and you can't do a pull-up, then probably doing some general body strength stuff can go a long way to supplement your stack training, enable you to get a little bit more out of the stack. A lot of times it's nice to just be physically fit enough, mobile enough, so that you can swing as hard as you want safely. But and then that's a prerequisite for the stack. Once you get past session 9 in the foundation, there's a lot of maximum effort swings. And certainly if you're in decent shape, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete. It's a little bit more comfortable to swing as hard as you can.
Right. Okay. So with swing speed training, everybody was always talking about Bryson is going to end up hurting himself. He fell. I don't, whatever that is, but are there things when I'm working on my swing training that I need to be cautious of to avoid injuries to my shoulders, maybe the ligaments in my hands, or is there, what do I need to be careful around that?
Yeah, as long as you warm up, there's a much lower risk of injuring yourself with stack training than regular golf. So we have had, there's about 10,000 users, and there's been about a dozen people have reached out and said, hey, I've injured myself doing some stack training. Some of them have been like shin splints, and I'm like, well, that doesn't seem, I don't know how you get shin splints and swing the stack. Yeah. Some of them are, some overuse injuries that could be legitimate. But also these golfers might be playing 5 times a week plus stack training. And maybe that's just, it's just overall a little bit too much. The vast majority of those small cases, it's been, hey, I'm not warming up properly. Are you sweating before you start? So if you have, if your ligaments and joints aren't warmed up, if you're not sweating, that's going to increase the wear and tear in your body a little bit. It's going to put a little bit, if the muscles aren't prepared to contract fast and develop a high level of force, then you're going to be putting yourself at a bit of risk. That's just like with every sport. But what's very, very clear is that even though we've got, those dozen or so people who have reached out, is that there are probably hundreds of people that have reached out and said, I've hurt myself golfing. I need to take a break from the stack. What do, they've reached because they want to know what should they do when they return, like I've been off for 2 weeks. So it's very clear to me that people are way more likely to injure themselves playing regular golf. The forces that happen when you hit the ground or mishit a drive are a little bit tougher on the body than doing air swings in a way where your body knows what to expect. So you're hitting a mat over and over again. That's going to be really hard on the wrists and elbows. So, and I'm put myself in that category. I've been doing stack training for a few years at least, and I've had a lot of injuries. None of them have come from stack training. But I've, slipped and kind of, or maybe not warmed up before a round of golf and kind of, tweaked the back a little bit. And certainly it had, had the odd range session after a long layoff where I hit a few too many balls and I can feel the elbows get a little bit sore. Yeah, I think the probability of injury is quite low, especially if you warm up.
Right. So what do I do if I get the stack system, it's in the mail, gets to me. What is the best way to leverage the stack system? I mean, is it just follow the program, or, I mean, is there right ways, wrong ways?
Yeah, I think we really put a lot of effort into making it. It's like a very intelligent personal trainer that, I come on with videos to tell you, hey, this is the intent. You're like, how should I be swinging now? Well, there's a tap the help video on the screen that's telling you how many swings to make, and I'll tell you the type of swing you should be making. The rest timers there, so how much rest between reps and sets, when to work out. It gives you a time window, so it'll say, hey, your next workout's between 8 a.m. on the 4th and 6 p.m. on the 6th. So there's your workout window. You go work out. It just kind of guides you through every aspect of it. There's a 15-minute warm-up video. And outside of that, there are some things that are individualistic, and we've got I put a lot of effort into making some informative help videos. Like, people say, well, when should I stack relative to other workout sessions? So I've got a great video that says, hey, look, if you do CrossFit, for example, do not do your stack training after CrossFit. Right. Here's how to fit your stack workouts in if you're in golf season and playing a lot of tournaments. Here are some tips on how you can use. We have special sessions, we call them, in the app. They're called speed priming sessions, and you can use those to supplement regular workouts during a busy week. So you might do a regular stack workout on a Monday, but hey, you're playing 2 or 3 rounds of golf, and you can do these 8-minute speed priming sessions. It's all tracked within the app, and it kind of bridges the gap between full workouts. Tour players do those a lot. Reduces the volume, but kind of keeps things going. So yeah, there's best way to leverage it is, just kind of follow the instructions and check out our website for a few of those extra, help videos that kind of cover off the special situations that certain individuals might be interested in.
Awesome. Well, I mean, that's kind of the questions I had about the stack system. I think it speaks for itself when you look at, the people that are using it on tour. Obviously, I don't know if my site is about, I started off the 10.1 down to an 8.3. So I'm trying to get to the senior tour because I'm 50. And so that was the whole genesis behind my site, and tracking what am I doing, what tools am I using. And obviously the stack system, it's been one of the biggest video views I've ever had. So there's certainly a lot of drive from people to research it and to look at it. And I've seen a lot of people actually purchasing it through the coupon that I have. And that's a tremendous deal that allows me to kind of fund my site and,
sure,
being able to do things like this and hopefully get to the tour. But if not, I'm going to be better. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing consistently hitting drives over 300 yards and, weighing in at 5'9", 155 pounds and 50. To me, I don't expect to stick up with the young kids or whatever, but, it's given me distance that I didn't think was possible.
Awesome.
So, thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate your time. I know you have a lot going on, but I thank you. Excellent. Well, thank you again. Maybe down the road, I'll do another one as a follow-up, but I really appreciate you coming on and helping me out with giving the information out. I did a Facebook ad with the stack system as, you know, my video. And people were like, you know, saying, I'm reporting you because this isn't true. And I'm just like, I don't know a different way to say it, but I've got video proof of my swing before and my swing after it. And it's crazy.
That's awesome. Well, except the people that don't believe you, I guess, but nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
I usually,
That's the internet.
there you go. Well, Sasho, or Dr. Mackenzie,
Sasha's fun.
thank you very much. And I appreciate it and look forward to continue working with you.
Great. Have a good weekend, Jeff.
You too. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So guys, here's the coupon for this thing. And as I said in the video, I get a little bit of affiliate kickback on that. So it helps me out and helps me continue to not only test this product and use this product, but it also allows me to buy other products that I'm reviewing for this site. So I appreciate you guys using the coupon. If you don't want to use a coupon, that's all right. Don't use it. Get the stack system though. It makes a difference. Guys, as always, click the like, the subscribe, share it, hit the bell notifications because I got another review coming up here real soon. And I'm kind of excited about it because it's made a difference with my putting. So guys, as always, keep it findable.